Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster video. So today I'm back with a monster review for you guys. So we have Aloe from PvP. You can obtain them from PvP for free, and this has been requested by many of you guys. So today I'm gonna be reviewing him up to level 100, and I'm gonna show you guys the best skills, everything you need to know, and also take him to battle. All right. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Anyways, let's go on and get started. So ladies and gentlemen, take a look at it here. We have Aloe finally ready to hatch. And luckily we get 3 runes that's open. So it looks like this mythic monster is an evil legion's book, and also I think that's undead or underworld. I don't know what it is, but all I know is that it's in evil legions, and that second one should be either undead or something else. But anyways, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and place this mythic monster right in here, and that is the baby form, and that's the ultimate. Oh, what does he shoot? Oh, that's painful. That's actually really painful. Imagine that, imagine that happening in real life to you. Oh man, that's painful. So anyways, we got Aloe in here ready. We're gonna go ahead and start feeding it up, and while we're feeding him up, guys, and you guys can let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this monster after watching this video. But anyways, take a look at this. You have Abomination, which gives you immunity to possession, corruption, nightmares, and bleed, which is actually a pretty good trait. It's actually one of the best traits in my opinion. Really good. Then you have immune to poison, which is not that good to be honest. All right. But the Abomination is really good. 50% damage mirror, which is actually not that bad. For attacker, it's quite alright. I mean, I wish that was a 50% damage boost. That would have been a lot better. But I think this monster is an attacker, right? I'm pretty sure it is an attacker. I think I saw like the little description of it. But yeah, you got that 50% damage mirror in there as a status caster. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. So while we're feeding him up, let me tell you guys something real quick. I'm gonna guess this already. I mean, we've seen this with multiple monsters in the past. All right. I'm pretty sure that sword that he's holding, he's definitely gonna have a relic sword, 100%. If it's not a relic that's a sword, then I guess you guys don't drop a like on this video. Please be nice. Let's go. All right, you guys have to drop a like now on this video. But yeah, literally every monster that I've seen before in the past that has been added, if they're holding a sword, then they end up having a sword basically. Like we've seen it with Daigil, we've seen it with Lord Nebutos, for example. I think Lord Nebutos is holding a sword, right? But anyways, that doesn't matter. But you do have that sword there. So I'm guessing this monster is an attacker. But anyways, before we actually take a look at the skills, let's take a look at the stats. You have about 10,329, which is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good at level 100 for, I think it's an attacker. We're gonna see the skills in just a second, guys. But 115,814 life at level 100, compared it to the other Metropolitan monsters, that's a really good amount of life to have. Speed, on the other hand, oh man, he is lacking on speed there. 7,150 at level 100. It could have been better. Here's the thing, guys. He's not like the slowest monster in the game, thank God. But the speed, he is lacking on speed. So if he is an attacker, then we'll have to end up giving him a 2 speed and 1 strength. All right. But anyways, nonetheless, you have an amazing amount of power and life, but unfortunately speed is lacking. But before we take a look at the actual skills, let's take a look at the ultimate. 0 nutrients, removes positive status effects from all enemies, deals very heavy nature damage to all enemies, applies poison and nanovirus. Okay, nice. You have this dead natura. It is a massive nature damage to an enemy, applies reverse healing to an enemy. All right, so reverse healing basically every time, let's say if your ally, right, on your team, they try to heal, or they have like health regen, right, instead of really healing them, it basically just removes life by that much. You know what I mean? So for example, against Cyan Natura, the mythic one, which is Emerald Natura, you know how she has that life regen skill, and I think it also comes with her status caster. So instead of when you apply this reverse healing on them, instead of healing, she'll end up losing life over time, if that makes sense. All right, but anyways, let's see what else we have here. Hug me. Oh no, thank you. But anyways, it's a 50% damage mirror to itself, blocks out 50% of the current damage. So here's the thing, this comes with a damage reduction and a 50% damage mirror. If you want to run this, you can. Although I feel like it's best if you run it if you run it in the first and second rank. If you get it to rank 3, all you're doing is just applying that damage section, unless the enemy ends up cleansing that 50% damage mirror, if that makes sense, or if it ends up running out, because remember, it's a status caster, not like it's a trait. But anyways, we have Stolen Vitamins, which is a moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies reverse healing to all enemies. Reverse healing, it's basically this, but an AoE version. All right. Feel the Metal, it's a very heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies bleed to an enemy, requires cooldown, so you're playing that bleed. Basically, it deals some damage every time, right, every turn, and also the damage is reduced by 20%. So if you are applying it to the attacker, it reduces their power. Of course, it works with other monsters as well, but it's best to use it against an attacker so that their power is reduced. They don't hit very heavily. You have the sword skill, which is a moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies negate healing. So basically, when you have a negate healing, target can't be healed, but I feel like reverse healing is better. Now, the reason why I said reverse healing is better is because negate healing, it basically just blocks that heal, but reverse healing, the enemy will start losing life, which is actually a lot better in my opinion, right? So they both last for 3 turns, it looks like it, right? And they're both 42 stamina with 2-turn cooldown on each side, right? But once again, in my opinion, stolen vitamins is a lot better, all right, to run. But then you have a metal tornado here, which is an AoE bleed, the nature bleed. Okay, basically this, but like an AoE version. Then you have a 50% damage meter to itself. It's a 0 cooldown, so you can spam this as long as you want, but you need that 32 stamina. Then you have this Road Thug, which is a moderate nature damage to one enemy, applies negate healing, right? 0 cooldown, 30 stamina, so you can spam this as much as you want. It's good against tanks, especially the tanks like Aloe Fanatic, for example, because Aloe Fanatic does have a healing skill. And if that monster ends up healing, he ends up losing life because of that negate healing. Alright? Which is really... Actually, not negate healing, sorry. Reverse healing. Negate healing, it just blocks the heal. Alright? But if you want to run that 0 cooldown skill, you can. Now, the thing is, guys, we don't have this monster to rank 3. So, I'm personally going to run this Hug Me just in case if we really need it. Because it applies that 50% damage with the damage section. So, you take less damage, okay, from the enemy. That's really nice. It lasts for about 2 turns as well. What I've noticed though is that every single one of his skills that deals damage, right, they're basically nature element, which actually is bad. Now, the reason why it's bad is because if he ends up going up against another monster of his own element, which is nature, he won't be able to deal that much damage. You know, he doesn't have any type of skills that gives him damage boost or anything like that. You know, although his talent, the relic, if you are gonna run like laser beam sword or something like that, yeah, you boost up your power, but still you're gonna be weak against your own element, which actually kind of sucks. Now this skill right here, feel the metal, I feel like this should have been like a metal skill, because I mean, look at the name, feel the metal, right? It should have been a nature or metal skill. So it has said deals very heavy metal damage to an enemy, applies bleeding. That would have been a lot better. I feel like they should have went with that. So then this monster wouldn't have been bad, I guess. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just that he could have been a lot better if he had like a metal skill or something else rather than metal, because all of his skills that deals damage once again are nature element, which actually kind of sucks. So for example, Emerald Natura, if you go up against that, now the nice thing about Emerald Natura, if you do end up going up against it, you can just apply the reverse healing against it, because she has many skills that heals her while she's using her extra turn skills, which is really nice. So that'll help you out, okay? But other nature monsters, you gotta watch out. So anyways, now that we got this monster to level 100, let's take a look at the relics. So sword is one of them. Here's what I recommend giving, guys. Here's some best ones I recommend giving. One of them would be wingsuit sword. There will be laser beam sword as well if you want to go with that. Cane sword works well as well. Me personally, I'm going to go with laser beam sword. Alright, let me give one that is not being used by Sigurd IV, which is this one. We can go on and take that off of Crew Electric. But yeah, we have a level 40 laser beam sword here. We're going to give it to this mythic. And then armor, right? Armor is another relic that you can give. So for armor, here's what I recommend giving. You can go with Tertullian's armor. You can also do Ruchel's armor. That also works. Morg's armor as well. If you don't have any of those, your last option would probably be Nebital's armor. Alright? But me personally, I'm probably going to just run like a Ruchel's armor or something like that. So let me take this off of Lord Nebitos and we're just going to give it. Now for the runes, getting into the runes, here's what I recommend giving, guys. So you want to give in one level whatever strength rune. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give in this level 4 strength rune, and then you want to give in 2 speed runes. So for example, here's what I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run this level 4, and we're gonna do another one that's a level 6. Let's just make sure it's all level 4s. Alright, so yeah, it could be any level of course, but I just want the level 4s because I have him to level 100 at the moment. It's not like he's maxed out. So you can go with something like this. Now the reason why I went with 2 speed instead of 2 strength runes is because remember, he's lacking on speed, so you want to provide as much speed as possible. But if you want to go with 2 strength runes, that's also fine. It's just that he's not going to be as fast, you know what I mean? So you can go on and play around with those. But personally, I'm just going to go with like 2 speed runes and 1 strength, which is really popular. So you can go with something like that. Now, once again, the trait having Abomination is really good because if the enemy tries to possess you, corrupt you, or whatever, right? If they also try to land the Nightmare and Bleed, it won't really land because it's a trait, you know? It's not like it's a status caster that can be cleansed or something like that. Although this monster can be trait disabled, you have to watch out. But it gives you immunity to possessions and stuff like that, which is really nice. Alright guys, so we are in adventure map. We're gonna go ahead and use this monster. We're gonna pair it up with Fossarius. We have a tank there. And then we need our low death attacker. So let's see if we can actually find him. He should be somewhere down here. There we go. We got our attacker. Now the last monster that we would need would be anyone that can take an imprison roof onto side effect, or you know, just a supporter that also works out. Like for example, I'm sure many of you guys have Fruit Tester. I could go Fruit Tester if I wanted to. But let me see. We can probably go with Dream actually. Yeah, you know what? It's not bad. I mean, it's not like there's a Megaton on their side or something like that. They can just take. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and leave this match. Fight again because we need to swap our beast here. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna select it just like that. All right, cool. So this will basically just boost up my strength, you know, just by a little bit. So which is actually not bad. So that kind of covers up that level 4 strength rune that I was gonna give. Since this monster is slow, I wanted to give 2 speed runes, but yeah, that fire beast kind of helps with that. But anyways, here's what I can do. I can take in a first turn and hit him with like the stun. So they're all stunned with Dream. By Dream, sorry. But it's my Megaton's turn. I'm gonna charge up there. Now that it's a low death's turn, take a look at that. The laser beam sword just kicked in and got my strength up to 21,000, which is really nice. And also, I have that armor there. You see that? I have that armor there, thanks to Richo's armor that I have equipped. So here's the thing. I can start off with, for example, this, which applies reverse healing to the enemy. I can do the AoE reverse healing that also works out. But notice how it's weak against this monster. It's because of nature element, and I told you guys this earlier. So if you do face another nature monster like this, it's gonna suck because nature against nature, and you won't be able to deal that much damage. Now I'm actually gonna let this monster get a turn in. I'm gonna let Pyromancer get a turn in here. You know, it was lost, the turn was lost, but it has a reverse healing still there, right? You should see it was applied thanks to a low death. So I'm sure he has a healing skill. I'm not sure if he's actually going to use it here, but we're gonna go ahead and give him the chance. Hopefully he ends up doing that. Protect the system, and no, that was just the AoE total damage reduction. So if you get hit with total damage reduction, that's completely fine because you could just do Hug Me, which is a 50% damage mirror with a damage reduction. So I apply this. Look at that. It's a self-support skill there. Now if there was no Megataunt, actually the status caster Megataunt is off. So if this monster ended up getting a turn in, hit me with something, guess what? 50% of the damage is going to go back, plus you have damage section, so the enemy won't be able to deal too much damage, if that makes sense. So anyways, we are going to end him off with this monster, but the thing is, we can't really deal too much damage because of nature against nature. We're going to do the massive. We took off the shield and dealt quite a lot of damage thanks to the laser beam sword. And we have Dream here. We can hit you with Become the Hunter, and bam, just like that, we finish you off with Super Dream. Cool. Alright, not bad, not bad. So here's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to use this monster again, but we are going to take off this Megaton monster. So we can go with any other ones. Okay, it could be literally any other monster. And we could go something like that, for example. Alright. Sure, why not? The Super Dream takes in the first turn. I can AoE stun them. 2 of them are immune to stun, never mind. I'll just go with Fakus. Okay? And Super Dream's turn again. We'll just charge up. Let's let our attacker get a turn in here. So we have reverse healing once again. We can do this. The AoE skill, it's strong against magic, which is nice, but against the other 2 monsters, it's weak because it's nature against nature. Reverse healing is applied. And we're going to finish you off with final TNT blow. Next wave. Alright, next wave. Look at these guys. Now the nice thing is that none of them are nature element. So every single one of our skills will deal, you know, a decent amount of damage. Alright. Now that's my turn. I don't have to do Hug Me or anything like that. I can do Feel the Metal, which is going to take one of them down, whoever I want to take down. For example, if I wanted to take down Goldrub because he has a stun ability, you can take him down. Just like that, one-shot him. Laser Beam Sword kicked in as well. Now what I'm going to do here, you see how I got a turn in before Viper hot up? What I'm going to do is apply Hug Me, and if he ends up attacking me, guess what? 50% of the damage is going to go back. Plus I have damage protection here. You went with a single target. To Dream, of course. You know what? Oh, your epic monster is going in right after. Please use an AoE skill. Did you go to shield? You went with a shield. Are you serious? I wanted you to attack me. Come on. Now it's gonna run out. Now it's gonna run out. So I might as well just hit you with like the source vitamins. Okay. We're gonna charge up. Time to rest. Oh, now you want to attack. Now you want to attack. Okay. We're gonna charge up. Hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Next turn we can actually use that skill again. Okay, you want with your shield? I'm gonna do it right before Viper Hotep gets a turn in. So right about here. We're gonna use Hug Me. Alright, we're gonna apply that damage mirror with the damage section. Time to rest. Is that a single target attack? 4,000 shield. Look at that. Half of that damage went back to him. Thanks to that status caster that was applied by his skill. And we're gonna finish you off with final TNT block. Alright. So overall, he's quite alright, honestly. I like the stats, although his speed could have been better. But trade-wise, it's actually quite decent. Alright. And is he worth purchasing the Legends Pass, although it is a little late? So Legends Pass, but if you guys were still thinking whether or not you should purchase the Legends Pass or not, well, here's the thing. He had some good uses against, for example, monsters with healing skills. Alright, there are many at the moments in the game. You can use his reverse healing skills against that. Although this reverse healing also would be beneficial towards, what's it called? Any monsters with that one talent, the street talent, Face Shield. When you apply this reverse healing and that Face Shield tries to kick in, guess what? They'll lose life instead of healing, which is actually really nice. And if you want to go with the other skill, which is negate healing, which actually blocks it and basically doesn't heal at all, then it is what it is. You know, that also works out. But I feel like reverse healing works better because it basically just reduces their life instead of healing them. But yeah, once again, if you guys were thinking about purchasing it, it's really up to you. It's not like it's a must-have attacker, honestly, because once again, every single one of his skills are nature element. So it's really up to you. But me personally, I'm not going to purchase this pass, so I'm going to skip on this one. But yeah, guys, it's going to be pretty much it for today's Monster Gems monster review. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.